Good afternoon, everyone. Thank you for joining us today. We are here to recognize all of these students, these fourth grade students sitting before you, for their efforts and their accomplishments during the third quarter. That seems like such a long time ago because third quarter ended back in March. However, due to state testing, we had to get all that done before we could come in and celebrate these accomplishments. And it's even crazier to think that tomorrow is the midterm for the fourth quarter, but yet here we are. So we're gonna rewind a little bit and we're gonna honor these students for their accomplishments during the third quarter. Students know the routine. We honor students for good behavior, for their AR, and for their homework, as well as a couple other awards that we have there at the end. So we are going to waste no time at all and go ahead and get started. We are going to start with the Good Behavior Certificate. This goes to students who had fewer than 2 processings, who had no detentions, and who had no tabs, which is an acronym for Think About Behavior. So we want to recognize these students. All of our students get to go on a celebration on Monday. We're going to go to the roller rink and go roller skating. And if you can't tell, they're very excited about it. Just to celebrate the accomplishments of their hard work and their effort. So we are going to start. We're going to go down each class. I ask that you please hold your applause until the end of that class, and then we will applaud for everyone. Students, you know the routine. If you get a certificate, please stand up, hold that certificate so that you can see everyone in the audience and smile. We are also live streaming this for anyone that's not able to make it here today in person. So, all right, we're gonna start with Mrs. Schmidt's class. And those students that earned that good behavior certificate include Shelby Agrawal, Tess Barrett, Bain Blair, Olivia Carroll, Landon Cheeseman, Brianna Doherty, Silas Dick, Lily Fitzpatrick, Hunter Ford, Liam Gaffney, Will Gale, Sophia Littleloop, Case Martin, Race Nicholson, Caden Prouse, Leo Smith, Eric Norman Straw, Kendall Taylor, and Sam Weir. Alrighty, let's go on to Mrs. Birch's class with that good behavior certificate. We have Joe Brenneman, Jonna Christopher, Joseph Christopher, Liam Eveland, Dawson Hinkey, Brian Huber, Braylon Johnson, Chloe Johnson, Wyatt Kennedy, Fisher Livingston, Charles McLean, Lily McIntyre, Reese Medley, Jericho Monet, Callan Moko, Liam Taylor, and Remy Trevoli. We have had a lot of new move-ins here recently, so don't fret, students, if you are new, you did nothing wrong. Okay. Alrighty, we're moving on to Mrs. Wimsett's class. Earning that good behavior certificate in her class is Kyler Crunk, Finley Dowers, Weston Lansaw, Kinley Lawson, Alicia Martinez, Dominic Pittman, Lily Prowse, Santi Ray, Emma Roach, Brady Sanders, Jasmine Steen, Lily Treader, Berkeley Woodworth, Kyron Austin, and Zyron Howard. And last but certainly not least is Mrs. Craffitt's class. With good behavior was Guster Bell. Alyssa Bushorner. Olivia Brown. Zephin Evard. Gavin Flowers. Landon Garner. Bradley Grubb. Caden Kennedy. Parker LeLoop. Cade Lusader. Isaac McVicker. Leighton Pitts. Stella Scott. Mason Webb. Skylar Wise. Liliana Matherly. And Zayden Wilson. Alrighty, so that does it for good behavior. We are going to move on to 100% homework completion. You've heard my spiel before, I'm sure. This is always the hardest one to get. Students have to have their homework here completed, turned in on time, ready to go for their teacher each and every single day. So this is not an easy task to accomplish, but we have lots of names to read here, and that makes me super proud. So great job. We are going to start again with Mrs. Schmidt's class. Earning that 100% homework completion certificate is Tess Barrett, Bane Blair, Olivia Carroll, Landon Cheeseman, Lily Fitzpatrick, Hunter Ford, Liam Gaffney, Race Nicholson, Caden Prowse, Leo Smith, Kendall Taylor, and Sam Weir. All right, here we go with Mrs. Birch's class. 100% homework completion goes to Joe Brenneman, Jonna Christopher, Joseph Christopher, Liam Eveland, Chloe Johnson, Connor Joyner, Wyatt Kennedy, Charles McLean, Reese Medley, Callan Moko, Aiden Rhodes, and Remy Trevoli. For Mrs. Wimsid's class, 100% homework goes to Kyler Crunk, Finley Dowers, Aiden Huber, Weston Lansaw, Kinley Lawson, Alicia Martinez, Lily Prowse, Santi Ray, Emma Roach, Brady Sanders, and Berkeley Woodworth. And for Mrs. Craffitt's class, 100% homework goes to Guster Bell, Alyssa Bushorner, Olivia Brown, Zephin Evard, Gavin Flowers, Bradley Grubb, Caden Kennedy, Parker LeLoop, Cade Lusader, Isaac McVicker, Leighton Pitts, Stella Scott, Mason Webb, Liliana Matherly, and Zayden Wilson. That really is a lot of names to read off for 100% homework. And each and every quarter we start over, fresh in all of the categories. So just keep that in mind. And fourth graders, as fifth graders, I really want you to keep up that high record that you've got going on. Alrighty, so we are moving on to AR. Every quarter, you know by now that your student needs to get at least 12 AR points. With that being said, students that earn those 12 points will be receiving a certificate, but with that, they'll also be receiving one of those Monocle pizza coupons. So don't lose it, students. Make sure you take it home with you, okay? Alrighty, here we go with that AR goal in Mrs. Schmidt's class again. We have Shelby Agrawal, Xavier Ballard, Tess Barrett, Bain Blair, Olivia Carroll, Landon Cheeseman, Brianna Doherty, Silas Dick, Lily Fitzpatrick, Hunter Ford, Liam Gaffney, Will Gale, Sophia LaLoupe, Case Martin, Race Nicholson, Caden Prowse, Leo Smith, Eric Norman Straw, Kendall Taylor, and Sam Weir. The whole class, woo. Alrighty, now for Mrs. Birch's class. Earning those points third quarter was Joe Brenneman, Jonna Christopher, Joseph Christopher, Liam Eveland, Brian Huber, Braylon Johnson, Chloe Johnson, Connor Joyner, Wyatt Kennedy, Fisher Livingston, Athena McLean, Charles McLean, Reese Medley, Callan Moko, Aiden Rhodes, and Remy Trevoli. Alrighty, Mrs. Wimsett's class, you're up next. 100% AR goes to Finley Dowers, Derek Henson, Aiden Huber, Weston Lansaw, Kinley Lawson, Alicia Martinez, Lily Prowse, Santi Ray, Emma Roach, Brady Sanders, Jasmine Steen, Lily Treader, Berkeley Woodworth, Kyron Austin, and Zyron Howard. Alrighty, now it's Mrs. Craft's class. 100% of that AR goal goes to Guster Bell, Elizabeth Shorner, Olivia Brown, Zephin Evard, Gavin Flowers, Bradley Grubb, Caden Kennedy, Parker LaLoupe, Cade Lusader, Isaac McVicker, Leighton Pitts, Stella Scott, Mason Webb, Liliana Matherly, and Zayden Wilson. I do want to make this little plug. This is, obviously we are in the middle of fourth quarter. Time is ticking. We set forth an extra challenge each and every year for our students that if they earn those AR points and then some on top of it, that we treat them to a pizza party at the end of the year. So students have to get 65, am I right, teachers? Okay, I didn't want to say that wrong. 65 AR points in all, so all together accumulated for the entire school year. If they get that and then some, they will be treated at the end of May to a pizza party. I believe we're gonna go to Savoy's. So time is ticking, there is still time. Jumpstart is always available, as is the library in the morning, just in case they wanna get a little extra reading time in. So, had to put that little plug in there. Alrighty, every quarter we recognize the student in each class with the most AR points, and third quarter is no exception. We are going to go ahead and do that. Like I joke around, a lot of the times they already know who's gonna get this award because they keep very close tabs on one another. Very, very close tabs. So, students, if you hear your name, please come forward and get your certificate from your teacher. The backdrop is where you're going to stand. Ms. Shelby has come up here. I know she is ready to take your picture. So we will clap for each individual as they come up and get a picture, and then we'll move on to the next one. So in Mrs. Schmidt's class, the student with the most AR points is Xavier Ballard. Mrs. Birch's top AR student is Fisher Livingston. Mrs. Wimsett's top AR student is Kyron Austin. Alrighty, and Mrs. Craft's top AR student for the third quarter, Parker Lalou. Four boys. Job well done. Congratulations. It is time for the last award of the day. We recognize a different subject area each quarter. Third quarter, we focused on the area of math. So we will recognize the top math student in each class. Again, if you hear your name, students, come up, see your teacher, and please stand in front of the backdrop. Alrighty, the top math student in Mrs. Schmidt's class is Leo Smith. Mrs. Birch's top math student is Callan Moko. The top math student in Mrs. Wimsett's class is Santi Ray. Will the boys take the sweep again? We got one more chance here. All right, and Mrs. Craft's top math student is Stella Scott. Give them another round of applause. That concludes today's awards ceremony. We will do this one more time at the end of May. Honestly, it's just about a month from now, isn't it? Where we will do fourth quarter awards, and we will combine that together with our end of the year awards. So be prepared to sit a little bit longer because it is a longer ceremony. So thank you so much to everyone for coming, whether it's in person or virtual. We appreciate all of the support that you provide to us here at school, to our staff, to our students, and to our community.